easy click. Ooh.
I mean, the first round bans are all kind of weird for CDEC, right? SB, Oracle, and Warlock. They're like only
That's
banning
true, yeah.
supports. It's like they're target banning one guy.
Yeah,
Or something like that.
it is a little
Push
bit
them out of a
strange.
comfort zone, maybe.
Maybe. So Dazzle comes in.
Okay.
I personally like Dazzle Core more than I like Dazzle Support.
I was just going
these
to ask
days.
you that. I was just going to ask you that.
I think it could be Core, but I just don't know what it's being picked into here. Like I like Dazzle Core when you've got this guaranteed situation where you're gonna absolutely dumpster the other guy mid or something, and Dazzle's just gonna get completely out of control.
Oh
boy,
that's what I was worried about.
Arc Warden. Okay, Arc Warden in the 4 spot again. Interesting. Oh,
what are you doing, Kyle?
Kyle is wait. Oh, okay.
Okay.
If I can remember what it was.
This feels like something we could handle.
Huh?
All right. Anyway,
We can start this.
Sorry, I didn't realize the activation was over, so I'm back now. Are you married, Alan? I didn't know that. I thought we had something.
it's all right.
If you
Kyle.
like it,
You're my lady on the side, buddy.
Dude looks like a
lady.
It's a good song. Arc Warden first 4.
Yep.
Again, Undying as well.
Yeah, that's.
Wait, is this? Hold up. I'm dumb. Sorry, never mind. Yeah, it is. It's EHOME versus CDEC.
Yeah.
And there's the storm that I was hoping for last game.
Yeah,
I like
there's
it.
You need the mobility. It
Well,
still suffers a little bit against the arc bubble, but
Yeah, I just don't think they have the heroes this game to be able to force down all the towers and completely restrict the map control in the way that they did last time. Like they had Wraith King, Shadow Shaman, and then they picked the Death Prophet as like the cherry on top. This time they don't have that, so I think they do need the. So Storm's got the scaling potential, but he's still got that I can get past everything, find the arc, and kill him factor.
I mean, but they still got a 5th pick, and you could still pick something like a safe lane Leshrac, just to push down towers.
Yeah, I think it would be position 3 in this case, but yeah, same idea, right? Because Trolls 1, Storms 2.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was talking about EHOME, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Oh yeah, no, I was talking about like CDEC. Their answer last time was. Wait, did you write
this
anything
could
on this?
be-
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm past. I've already got so much food coming.
All right. I'm confused about what's happening here, but
What, you mean the game of Dota?
no,
in
I'm
life?
confused about the order because there was another order that, and anyway. I'll just write something down.
We'll figure
What,
it out.
You guys got
it's
it.
what you did before, but
Maybe
the
we-
phone died.
Yeah, maybe we can. Oh, did that phone run out of
Yeah.
battery?
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay. All right. Axe.
Keep in mind, this is in addition to the milkshake you just ordered. And
And tater
That's what I
tots.
was. Yeah.
All right. So Axe coming in. Potential counter to the Dazzle, Shallow Grave. A little bit more jump and catch. Oh, hey.
Hey,
What's up?
I don't know. People think that me and Alan don't really like each other, and I feel
They're
like
wrong.
just because Alan and I disagree on Dota, him being wrong, me being right, it doesn't mean that we don't have a personal affection.
both of us like to argue about Dota. It's what's so hard to understand about that? Arguing about Dota is fun.
one of you likes to be right about Dota, and the other one
I like to be wrong. Apparently, that's fine.
Which one's which?
Yeah, it's
figure
tough.
that one out yourself, Twitch chat.
Is
What
that
is
really
the
what you're
pick
getting
here?
for dinner, Alan?
Heroes
Yeah.
like Storm Spirit is part of the reason I don't like playing Dazzle. Because when I pick
Don't
Dazzle,
judge
people are
me.
like, oh, let's pick Storm Spirit and ruin your day. That's
Oh,
true.
That's true.
Dazzle's like one of those heroes that I actually think could find a viable place as like a 3. Like one of those like offline
Yeah.
pressure 3s.
Dude, I
who
totally
gets
agree.
shitloads of gold.
I am
'Cause
very
you
down.
don't,
with
I don't
that.
want to put him in like
He
a 2
shoves the
position.
wave as well.
Yeah, you can farm super fast with Shadow
Yep.
Wave. You can pressure the enemy carry easily. You have high movement speed. You've got pretty good base damage.
Yep.
Obviously, your ultimate is abusable for lots of
Ember's
cooldown abilities,
gone.
but it has to be the right situation. I don't know if
Yeah.
Troll is necessarily the person that you can do it against well, but
So what's
Is Kunkka available?
what's the
Yeah, why
fighting
don't you-
what's the fighting hero for EHOME, right? They just need something to go and fight CDEC while the Arc Warden comes
It's a
online.
Ferrari hero as well. I mean, I know he's played the Arc
Yes.
Warden in the past, but
Yeah.
maybe they just you don't dazzle mid here, do you?
Is there any world that they put the does
That's
Arc
kinda
Warden
good.
have
I-
to be
I
does Arc
think
Warden
I-
have to go mid or can he
Ooh,
go
I
safe
think
lane?
they
Could you
will-
puck?
On
Ugh.
EHOME?
on
I think
EHOME?
they
Puck or
could.
quap?
That'd be pretty good.
Maybe? I don't know if I like it.
I like the puck more than the quap, I think.
They can also
They
dazzle.
just
too.
Of course,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I should have seen that one
There
coming.
we go.
Standard.
You can also use
There we
dazzle
go.
to mess with the creep cutting a little bit too, because
Yeah.
then you're shadow waving the creep wave, and then you're doing
Yeah,
a lot more damage to the
it's a
enemy
lot like-
character.
Oh, those bombs.
I really like offlane Pugna too, and I think they kind of do the same thing where you immediately push the wave and now you're hitting tower, and it's really cool to watch. And I agree.
What are you saying? He pushes the wave. I don't understand. Are you
if it
countering
was
the cutting?
position 3 dazzle, is that what you're talking
Yeah, I
about?
just like that's what I'm saying. I like. This
Okay, he's just.
Oh.
Well, it's not position 3 dazzle, right? It's,
No,
Who
this
kills
is a 4.
buildings?
it's innocence
on
dazzle.
CDC.
Oh no, it's a 5. Sorry.
Yeah, not really anybody.
Who kills
I
buildings?
think they have to wipe them, and then
How are you
they
going to
can-
end the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got-
before
they gotta
Arc
wipe
gets
them.
25.
Well, you have Storm 25.
Who's more broken, Arc 25 or Storm 25?
They're-
Arc by far.
Storm
Storm 25 is really
Storm
good. Don't-
hunts Arc Warden is the thing
Yeah.
all game, so you don't have that same timing window where you just straight up GG. I do agree though, the flaw with the CDC lineup is lack of tower pressure. But if they can just stabilize, keep their own structures alive, and be even like 25-30 minutes in, I think they hit a timing where they can win. But this is tough to read.
Yeah, but that's what I worry about is that in order to win the game, CDEC needs to hit that window, and they need to have a couple of marvelous fights. Like they need to
Yeah.
have a couple of like 4-for-1s or even team wipes, in order to really make inroads into the EHOME base. Otherwise, I worry that the EHOME high ground defense is just too strong, and it's a war of attrition.
It is. It was what 430 on the Arc Warden.
I'm shocked
pretty
CDC's
sure.
favorite here.
Odds wise. Oh yeah.
I'd probably go EHOME looking at those numbers. I think
Yes.
that this game,
Yeah.
if they're on form, like this is Zhao Wade coaching. This is a Ferrari 430 mid. Like this is not an amateur stack, and I think that they're going to be playing much better in the playoffs than they were in group.
Well, that's the
especially if they were able to 2-0 IG like that, because those
Right.
were not competitive games.
Right. That's the question. It's EHOME the last couple of months has not looked like a great
Oh.
Dota team.
All right, Kyle. Before we kick you out of here,
Rock
Yeah.
paper scissors.
what's your prediction?
If this game goes to 25s, CDC. If not, EHOME.
Wow.
And with that, on that note, we will keep that prediction in mind. We're going to let Kyle go and sort it out. Maybe he can figure out our food order situation, and we can get ourselves into this game. Welcome, Purge.
Thank you.
Welcome,
I'm going
Nahaz.
to gamble with
Thank
the
you.
sickness of Kyle.
Oh, you're just you're just in there. You're touching the keyboard
I'll
and the
just
mouse.
try. I'll just want to lick it. That's all.
Okay.
So it's interesting to me that Kyle favored the Storm 25 so strongly over the Arc 25. I'm not sure how that goes.
Well, we'll have to see.
There's just so much other
Is-
things in the game. It's kind of like
will
it's
it
an
even
interesting
get?
question,
Will it
but
even get to that point?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is the question.
So yeah, it's 430 playing Arc on the mid lane.
Yeah, we have seen 430 on Arc Warden, and there's no reason to believe that the kind of rough start that we saw for the Arc in lane in the last game will be repeated here.
I do love the toss. I do love the Death Prophet plus Dazzle. As I love Death Prophet with extra healing and extra save,
Yeah.
and then the minus armor as well is really cool.
I do not like Dazzle into Axe, but
No, that's
Yeah.
true.
given that Mind Control is really the only person that we've seen play Axe in the last little bit. I tell you, James is a player for CDEC that has really impressed me in these qualifiers.
For sure.
If you asked me to pick one player out of this Chinese regional qualifier that has really kind of played himself onto my radar in these games, James would be the pick.
He has an extremely boring pro tag though.
Yeah, it's true.
with damage you just dealt with a shadow wave. Got the first deny. That's huge.
Yeah, this is nice. 1, 2, 3. Actually, immediately getting run. I love that Innocence just TP's straight here.
Yeah,
He
because
does-
I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be so late. Like he's not anticipating this axe, but the TP makes so much sense.
I am convinced that that's going to be such a factor as we go into TI, is how these teams are going to deal with the side lane creep.
Yeah,
cutting.
the
You have to
supports that can
contest
stop
this.
this.
Yep.
For sure.
Not only the supports that can stop it, but I do think you're going to see more and more of those crazy side lane combinations like the Naga Witch Doctor that you were talking about that can creep cut actively.
Yeah. Well, Faith Beyond. Okay, so they take the wave and they drag it all the way
Yeah.
back. So Faith Beyond wanted the new lane position to be here, but without any of his creeps.
Oh, he's
And
he's got to be a little careful here.
yeah, he actually skilled Stomp level 1.
Okay.
So it was just getting pressure.
Wow, when's the last time you saw that?
Yeah, I guess he was just trying to get
What's
the
up for the
rune.
bounty?
Yeah, it still ended up being 2-2 though. Oh, XM. Okay, he's just
Oh.
barely surviving, but 430 putting on the pressure.
Yeah, but this is already looking drastically different from the last game where Arc Warden just looked like he was getting bullied in lane.
Innocence.
He tossed the Dazzle back into Axe where he's standing by
Yeah, there's
creeps,
another toss
which is
coming up soon.
Why there was so much... Oh, he's actually dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
That was really well done by James. Like, tossed him back to Axe where there were 4 creeps, and then they just chased him down with, like, Avalanche and Battle Hunger, abusing the level 2 pickup they got. Dazzle has 0 experience so far, by the way.
Yeah, that was the cool thing about leaving. So 1, 2, 3 starting right over here, and then James taking the full first wave.
Yeah, I guess that's the downside of the new change, where he did get a little bit of gold from that initial deny, but no
XM?
XP.
He's kind of fighting. I guess he felt like he couldn't TP out. Because they had already used the lift. I think he could have maybe TP'd immediately after the telekinesis, but didn't want to risk having issues.
Wow.
Toss back
That's
in
a nice
again.
toss back.
But gets the heal off. Yeah, still 0 experience on Dazzle. He does have a big fat experience talent at level 10 now. So if he gets there, he should be okay for the rest of the game. But
Yeah, you see that Dazzle's wave was on cooldown, I think, because he could have had a lot of damage.
I do think that he could have started with... at first, I thought that I liked what he was doing with buying plenty of regen, because you do tend to get battle hungered a lot as these supports. But now seeing the way that they're playing with the Tiny, it feels like he's just going to go from full to nothing in one attempt. So I almost wish he'd bought a Blightstone. And just made the
Yeah,
wave
that's a
cutting
good call. That's a
worse.
really good call.
Like, get the Blightstone, and then your Shadow Wave does more damage as well.
It is
And the
physical.
creeps do a little bit more damage.
It sounds like it could be really throwy, too, though.
Yeah, it could be. It's a fairly big gold investment, and if you get to the point where that's like the only item you have left in your inventory, you're very sad.
Yeah, it's really tough. But he's been doing a good job.
Mid lane is being won by XM, even with that kill. 430 only has 12 CS. There is a lot of salve ferrying going on though, so it might actually be closer on the net worth than 430 with the kill, and the salves is actually ahead on net worth despite the CS discrepancy. But XM is making plays. We see this a lot. The level 4 point and vortex from Storm Spirits. It's a value now that it's cheap, it procs overload, you don't lose move speed, so it kind of guarantees a remnant. Faith Beyond, actually completely surrounded by creeps. Oh, alright, there's the pull. XM trying to keep himself alive. Jinq once again making this mid-wave rotation. That's going to be another kill for 430. Pretty nice. Oh, James does come in and get the turnaround.
Never going to get the axe kill here.
Yeah.
Dazzle finally getting some experience. Good for him. Got another Shadow Wave nuke. He denied the range creep, and at the meantime, the Death Prophet teleported in. Although the Observer Ward should have spotted this. It might have been in the tree blockage area, but I think both offlaners basically just saying like they're gonna die sometimes, but they're still getting generally what they want.
Yeah, and the wave's now going to push. Like Neverend's going to deny
Yeah.
a couple, but I like the phase boots this game actually. Just one, Axe is pretty fast, and 2, it helps him get over to the Axe a little bit more quickly if they do want to try and go for these kills when he's backlinked. Still on the high ground. Faith Beyond does get the bounty.
The other nice thing about that is that it gives Death Prophet the XP boost on her way to level 6, so that if that happens again, she can go ahead and really look to pressure that lane, potentially even take the tower.
Sure. There's zombies. They're diving in here, but EHOME are fighting back with their supports as well. CDC, super aggressive movement. I think they wanted to make use of the big creep wave that the Centaur had stacked up to try and take the tower. Innocence is just going to get gone on by the Avalanche and brought down.
That was all his fault. He ran way too far forward there. He had a DD, he was getting slaps in, but all of a sudden it was like level 5 troll running at him when he was on skill cooldown. So
Faith Beyond taking a lot of damage. There's going to be another decay. Eve, can he finish this kill? Fade Bolt comes out. The tower is still taking catapult damage, though. This is why it was so worth it for CDC to be playing like this.
On the bright side, they pulled the majority of the creeps past. So it was only like one creep.
Oh, they
right
want
there.
430. Ava, toss, remnant. Do they actually have the damage to finish this kill? He's got stick and fairy fire. He might be able to turn it around. They come in now with Jinq. Stick charges might give him the lift, but they still lose the Arc Warden.
That was sick. He dropped his crown too to 1 to almost get lift mana. It was really close. Like hypothetically, he was close to getting the storm pulled back and maybe getting a kill. It's a good try. And in the meantime, Death Prophet uses ultimate on the bot lane, but Glyph's going to stop most of that damage.
Okay, lots of movement in the 9 kills already in the first 6.5 minutes of this game. This Undying has pretty much nothing. Maybe is there something on the courier? Oh, he's got some boots. Just wants to rush Arcanes. Never end. Playing aggressively, knows that he's going to get the Exorcism heal, but now needs to be a little bit careful. James is looking for the catch, and they could potentially get the toss back. Now just going to toss him up in the air. There's the call. Tombstone also dropped. Innocence, what can he actually do? This is only a level 2 Dazzle. There's one more Spirit Siphon, and instead they're just going to go for Innocence. He does get the Tombstone.
Ganked.
Can they get any kind of a turnaround? James has another toss. Back onto the Undying. It's a little bit more damage.
He's got one more siphon.
Yeah. Can they actually finish this? Jump in, call, bonus armor, gets the kill.
Oh, wow.
Still has Swan charges, phase boots. And now Innocence is back with another heal. James, can he actually
they
finish
can kill
this? He's
now.
got a toss. There's a salve. And Neverend is not going to be brought down.
It's crazy to
and he has
survive
another
there.
shard.
Yeah, and Jinkyu's here. This is going to be another kill. Undying looking like he should be dead. They're not even going to use the Fade Bolt. They hand it over to the Death Prophet. All right, toss back on the Dazzle. Innocence once again.
Jimmy spins.
The poor guy who just cannot seem to catch a break.
Man, Innocence went for that. Neverend went for that additional right click at the early part of that engagement. It looked like they were going to be able to make him pay, but wow, lives by the skin of his teeth.
Basically, Axe is just under level there. He's level 4 against the level 6 Death Prophet, so or 7 even. So he had all these strong Spirit Siphons. It helped keep him alive big time.
Yeah. XM getting pressured by 430, a little bit of harassment damage.
I'm sure the phase was huge too. in all those
Arcane
fights.
Rune Storm.
Probably just going to end up being some farm for him. Do they have any stacks set up? No. Okay.
That's
Nothing yet. Axe is clearing some stuff out for himself. Innocent still only level 3. Tome's going to be very helpful in that regard. The Rubik is going for a Rod of Atos, so more lockdown against the Storm Spirit, I suppose. Do you guys like this?
Atos against Storm is kind of hard to use correctly.
Why is
but
Centaur so poor?
it's not? It won't be bad against a lot of.
I
the
guess
other
he's
ones.
getting run at by Undying, right? That's got to be it.
This is
Ooh,
that
they-
is
They scan
very
Innocence in the
problematic
trees.
for
Oh
EHOME.
no, 4 deaths so far. Is it going to be a 5th? He graves. He gets tossed back to the creep wave. They don't have the Troll Warlord here though. Neverend actually with a little bit of Exorcism running comes in.
What is this Exo?
I think he took bot tier 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He took Pop tier 1 and just TP. All right.
Yeah, he TP'd because they thought they were going to kill his Dazzle again.
So this is problematic the way EHOME plays because this team really relies on Faith Beyond.
They need Faith Beyond.
Yeah. I mean, they're 430.
Actually, yeah, bottom 3 net worth for Faith
That's
Beyond.
what I'm worried about. 430 and End or ZYF, whatever we want to call them, are terrific farming players, but they are not space creators in the mid game.
No, I guess we'll see what Neverend can do on the Death Prophet. Maybe that'll. He's got a good start. He is probably the strongest hero on the map at this stage of the game, but they're gonna have to keep making stuff happen. 10-minute bounty runes are coming up. 1, 2, 3, trying to juke out this Stampede here, but what are they actually gonna end up finding? XM comes in. He's got that Arcane Rune. Didn't use it to farm. Wants to get the kills. They've also got the dunk. Shallow Grave not going to do anything, and XM still got plenty of mana. The super short zips, getting all of these overload procs. He's also got stick charges. Jinkyu looking quite dead, and James even chasing for a little bit more. This time, Innocence survives, but
Arcane Rune Stormsford, and they also know
Yep.
that the Death Prophet TP is down, having used it to rotate to the top lane after Exorcism.
oh no! And now Storm Spirit finds a DD. Okay, he's not going to get it.
Okay.
Dazzle denies that. That's good.
Poor Dazzle so far behind. He's got boots at least, but still only level 3.
He's got the tome coming out.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, it's not like Dazzle needs level 6 or anything. But I don't think it's a hero that plays super well from behind, especially against an Axe. Like you need to kind of like abuse your lanes and stuff. And he did a good job the first couple levels, but this many deaths now is, I think, costing him. And the lack of levels is costing him a bit. There's not even 5 here.
I really dig the Rod of Atos because I don't feel like this is a game where the spells that Rubik is going to be stealing benefit very much from Aether lanes.
I feel like Atos is way underbought. That item.
They got nerfed and people.
Yeah,
it
that's
it's
true.
not
That's
feeling
true.
so good to buy. I think that's part of it. People overreact a little bit to nerfs.
Yeah, I think that's
Potentially.
right.
Do you get extra Atos based on Arcane Supremacy?
Maybe.
Yeah, it should apply to items.
Oh, the toss forward.
Oh, toss, lift.
That's sick.
James is dead.
What a cool kill there.
Okay.
I don't
Well.
think Death Prophet knew that one was coming until he's like, oh, hey,
Oh, hey, who's here?
I ultied.
It's
There's
tiny.
an enemy hero on top of me. Okay.
All right, sweet.
Wait, if you can Arcane Supremacy, that's definitely a lot better because then you're getting like a almost 3-second route against Storm. That's really good. And you could do a lift into route, guaranteed.
Oh, they want this Dazzle. Gonna drag him back. Stampede gets popped. It's not gonna save him. He gets dunked down. I like this. They're feeding kills over onto the Axe. 1, 2, 3 didn't have the best start, but catching up. And if they can get this Blink Dagger, that's gonna be a really core timing. We talked about how important those quad Blink Daggers were against the Arc Warden. In the previous
absolutely.
game. So CDC seeming pretty comfortable playing against this hero. And Tiny also going to be going for a blink, finds a little bit of farm space. That Exorcism, it got the kill, but didn't feel great to pop, and it created this opportunity at mid where Death Prophet was bought with no Exorcism.
Yeah, I think as CDEC, you definitely have to be happy that Death Prophet got a fairly timely level 6 in the safe lane, and yet your mid tier 1 top and your top and mid tier 1 towers are both still standing.
Yeah, it's only been one tower for like 3 Exorcisms or something.
Right.
It's pretty good. They want this Undying. I think they're going to get him. He will probably
double
he's
TP
gonna
response.
actually just pops everything, and now we've got.
Well, they got
Troll
4
coming
heroes
in.
here.
Yep. Storm Spirit doesn't have a ton of mana, but they do want this Death Prophet kill. 1, 2, 3 also coming. He is going to get Silence.
Oh.
Grave, Silence, TP. No, there's a root.
So close. If the silence lasts like 1 more second or something, he actually would have lived.
It was almost a big play. I don't know how much mana Storm got. Just enough to get a slow, maybe 1 more slow. Nice lift from Jin-Q. Stuns pretty much everybody. They're still chasing though. 1, 2, 3 still wants this. He stole the pull. Not really all that useful. James is on top of him, and CDEC, this is some caveman Dota. Just running straight at them. They're also going to take out the double. They even, does he get the reset on it? He does. Yeah. All right, nice.
Yeah, I wonder if N just didn't see the second TP coming into that top tower, because I feel like if you know that 4 heroes are there, you just bail. And they had a chance to just cleanly disengage there. Maybe give Storm 1 more kill.
He pop. I know why he doesn't want to go mid, because that's where Arc Warden is currently kind of farming and stuff like that. But going top is difficult because I think you're really far away from help, and it was so much easier to get pincered in that situation by CDC. They're doing such a good job of holding up their TP scrolls, though. Got to say, like Storm, he must not be TPing to farm at all, like walking back to base and then TPing Shrine. I think XM, for the most part, we'll keep an eye on him, but I think he's just walking around the map and always holding up his TP to punish whenever his team sees an opportunity, which is not the optimal farming strategy for Storm, but a really great way to play in this particular game.
Yeah, I guess net worth-wise, he's looking kind of pathetic considering how much action he's been in. I thought he was dominating, but he's sitting below Arc Warden. Axe is ahead of him by like 500 gold.
Yeah, Axe is getting all the kills, though, with the Culling Blade.
Kind of 3, 2, and 4. He's just been, I don't know, doing a good job. He's almost got Blink Dagger now.
430, can you find something to Midas before your double wears out? Nope.
No.
The value! Alright, well now he has to wait another 35 seconds.
Which actually isn't that bad, like considering. It could be much worse if his Tempest double wasn't on a low cooldown.
What, the Midas was basically on cooldown for an entire cooldown?
Yeah, something like that. That's initially what I thought, but Dazzle's got his ulti now, so it's gonna be a little bit easier doing damage.
Still though, needs that 10 talent to truly catch back up.
So how do you think you approach this game as Storm? Because he is a little behind in the net worth right now. He's looked to be aggressive early on. He's fallen back to farm. Are you looking to get active here? The Kaya purchase, I feel like, doesn't tell us much.
GP ulti top, by the way.
Oh, okay. I think you look at the Troll, and that kind of tells you the story a little bit. Like, Troll is going BKB. Troll is about to come in as the main force for CDC on the map, and I think the Storm is going to start farming a little bit more with this Bloodstone and start aiming towards his late game potential.
Yeah.
But I do think that he will also fight with the Troll a little bit. The BKB is pretty telling. And EHOME wanting to defend here at the mid. They still don't have this Athos picked up. They jump in. They are going for the Troll Warlord. They've got the Silence, but the heals from the Undying helping to keep him alive. And they jump in, find a 2-man call. Faith Beyond with the Stampede, disengaging them. They get the lift up onto the Axe. The Tombstone is on the high ground and stolen by the Rubik. So Tombstone v Tombstone. James looks for the toss back, but the zombies getting involved. So
it actually makes it much harder for Tiny to play the game, actually. With
the Undying on his own team.
Yeah, the zombies all around, just like gonna block toss targets. He's still been doing really well though. 4, 2, and 3 on Tiny is excellent. And then they're gonna smoke and go back in with this.
That was Blink Dagger revealed. I don't think they're not happy with how that went. They wanted Blink Dagger kills.
There's still a lot of
going.
EHOME heroes around though,
Yeah, what are they gonna actually see?
and they don't have much
They
information.
see a lot of Spark Wraiths appearing all of a sudden. Faith Beyond's the one in front.
Undyne's also useless in this next fight. He's only got 1 point in Decay and Soul Rip available. So
Yeah, still 20 seconds to go in the
I
team.
don't even know if this fight's gonna go well.
And all right, they give up.
But they have an Arcane on Strong. That's why they were trying. Just still a lot of disables lacking on the Radiant team, so Storm can get a lot done.
They are pressuring. They're loosely pressuring mid. They've only got one Retaliate stack. Faith Beyond's going to tank it up a little bit. But they are losing
Yeah.
bottom tier 2.
I mean, they'll probably get the trade. But
Storm gets the last hit. Yeah, okay. It's probably still an okay trade for EHOME, but Storm's even going to go and clear one more wave right next to the base. He knows that they're not coming back anytime soon. Same idea as like a Lifestealer or a Jug playing in a game where there's no BKB disable. There's
Right.
not the hard lockdown is a little bit lacking for the Storm Spirit. So
yeah, so I think that's going to be the first big like window in this game is when CDC gets that troll BKB finished up, and we're going to see how EHOME deal with that because they don't really have great tools.
no. Yeah, that's very true. They don't have any like. I guess they can kind of waste a little bit of like battle trance with a grave, but not really because of the Culling Blade. How is Arc Warden going? Arc Warden status
Oh, did-
430's got.
Did Axe have BKB queued up as well?
He did, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to have potentially double BKB.
Yeah, I think
very early on.
They might actually just be going for a double BKB Bloodstone Aegis timing on the Storm.
I think Centaur messed up his blink there. He probably clicked too far.
All right, this is the stolen Tombstone. Undying. Does he actually want to fight, or is he just gonna? All right, just gonna fall.
So they meant to kill the tiny mid. I think he tried to use ulti to blink with Stampede to interrupt the blink dagger, but he overestimated his blink distance and got a short blink maybe. And as a result, Tiny got to blink away. So they have to settle for an Undyne instead.
Which is not ideal.
Yeah, because if they kill Tiny, they can actually turn that into a tier 2 mid to push. But they're scared to do that because getting like Death Prophet tossed back to enemy heroes means that almost for sure she dies because Grave isn't going to save her either.
Right. Death Prophet's still pretty farmed, but haven't seen an Exorcism used for a little bit. XM, oh, needs to be careful. If they land this Yules, he's a little bit low on mana. Gonna try for the TP out. Can they get the vision? No. Can't find it. All right, well that's space. He just dragged 5 heroes top, and
Well,
Eve is already running straight to mid.
And it's starting to you start to have to wonder. We often talk about Arc Warden being the annoying split pusher in these games, but does EHOME have anything to do with the split pushing of Storm? Like they don't really have a hero that's going to chase the Storm Spirit like Storm hunts Arc Warden.
Yeah, not really. Maybe if like Rubik gets a blink, but he's not the one who's going to be killing him. It's going to take
Right.
the lockdown heroes are different from the actual
Damage
heroes that are
heroes.
going to be killing him.
Yep.
So it actually makes it much easier for Storm to play.
Do you see his adjustment though? He's actually maxing Telekinesis second. He's leaving
Okay.
Cool.
Arcane at 1.
Yeah.
That way he can up the lift duration and combo with the Atos really well. So if he ever does catch Storm, it's like 4 to 5 seconds.
Big zip in, toss back. Storm wasn't exactly in the right place, but he's got enough mana with the Arcane Rune to just come back the other way and kill off Faith Beyond. Faith Beyond still having a bit of a stinker of a game so far.
Yeah, XM needs to be thanking Ice Frog right now because he's gotten some nice Arcane runes in this game.
Yeah, they're doing a good job controlling the runes as well.
That's true.
That's really important when you've got Storm on your team because there are like 4 different runes that represent kills.
Like guaranteed kills.
What's up?
They're guaranteed kills.
Oh. Something's gone wrong with
BKB
Alan's headset.
popped.
Yeah, BKB pop never in charging forward, but are we good?
Yeah.
Oh, we're about to find out.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Did your butt just disconnect?
Yeah, I think I just leaned on a wire or something. Yeah, butt disconnect. I like that.
Was it chat? Did chat press the off button?
Oh, yeah. Chat wishes.
How did chat get the button?
Yeah, chat. Believe me,
It's
if
Kyle.
chat
He
if
stole
chat
it.
could mute me, I wouldn't be saying much.
All right. Well, they're smoked on EHOME.
That's even without BKB on Death Prophet. So, but they haven't used ulti yet. So
Oh, jump in. Stop. They find 1, 2, 3. He's taking some damage. Gets Atos as well. Looking like he's pretty dead. They do have the Arc Warden also TPing in, trying to catch a little bit more, but Undying's TP looks like it should complete successfully. That is a lot of damage, though. Axe gank is... it's nice, but it happens all the way on the Radiant side of the map, and I don't know where they can go after this. But he is the one that they're kind of waiting for with his BKB timing, so might even be the best value kill, actually.
Right, meanwhile, we've been talking about Faith Beyond being underfarmed, but he does have his Blink Crimson up.
Yep.
And that's a big contribution in these fights.
It looks empty, but it's really not that bad. He's only 14 or 1,000 behind the Axe. So.
Yeah, he just doesn't have a lot of the small items, right? Like he didn't get the phase boots, he didn't...
not even quelling or anything.
No quelling, no wand, he's just got what I guess he feels he needs. They really needed the like Piper Crimson survivability item, I think, for their team. And it all adds up because you get that little bit of extra EHP from one of the aura items, and then Dazzle's pumping heals and all that other stuff.
Well, I mean, Crimson Guard against this. I know you guys keep saying that the zombie damage isn't really that significant, but it's still Crimson Guard against that is great.
And Troll Warlord, he attacks super fast, but doesn't really have super high damage. He does have a Mjolnir now, so Eve is going to be doing a decent amount because of that. There's quite a lot of damage instances on the EHOME side, so the static charge is going to be quite valuable.
That's true.
All right, 430 is the double going to die. One hit, got it.
Yeah.
Plus 240. It's pretty nice.
Rest of the heroes smoking top, looking for jungling core, but everyone's gone. EHOME moves through their jungle together. Faith Beyond queuing up Ags next.
I was just thinking about the bans that we saw opening this draft and how we had these like kind of weird support bans. I'm wondering if that's where, like, is that why Innocence is on Dazzle this game? Did they take
Very
away some of his
possible.
comfort heroes and now he's because it
Not
obviously
only is he on Dazzle, but he's on a Dazzle that then gets countered by the Axe pick.
yeah
Right.
it feels like it's two different. Obviously, it's two different teams, but the Witch Doctor and the Dazzle are both slightly out of meta supports, and I feel like both games we've seen them just not really succeed. Not that Undying Tiny is a super standard support duo. You know, if you'd asked me coming into the qualifiers, oh yeah, are Undying and even just coming into China.
Well, they may have Storm here.
He's
as they
pretty
smoke into the mid
tanky
lane.
though. He does have the Bloodstone heal, gonna pop it. Now they've got the Tombstone down. They've got the counter initiation call onto 2. Should have the dunk. Jin Q keeping himself alive. He steals the call, buys another couple of seconds, but Stormsword's got the haste. He's going straight for the backlines, and he's looking at Faith Beyond and Innocence. Won't let him get off another jump. Death Prophet gonna try for the TP out and does get it, but Storm's still keeping them here. XM's got plenty of mana to go for Innocence, and will focus him down.
She got the TP, but these exorcisms are just doing nothing.
Yeah.
There's one exorcism that took the bottom tier 1, and since then, just not that much.
They better hope that this Arc Warden carries the game for them.
On the bright side, her damage is going to go up in a bit. She's got Ags almost relatively. I mean, it's 1,700. She'll get there. She'll have more slow. And it was kind of like her against the world. It was like her and Rubik kind of felt like against the
But
rest of the enemy team.
but that's really unsatisfying because that started as a smoke gank rotation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they found Storm, and Storm has so much health. He has he has his full Bloodstone.
And
so
he used it, by the way.
Yeah, he used the Bloodstone, and he's got the 400 HP talent. So that is one of these situations where a silence is very different to a stun, right? He gets silence, but pop the Bloodstone, just tank through.
That's a really good point because we often think about silence being almost
Against
the same
Storm?
as a storm, stun against a storm.
But this game, with the build that he's gone, not the same. And surviving that fight like that even gives XM a little bit of confidence. He's like, all right, maybe I don't need to go BKB next item. Maybe I can just get this Orchid next. And it's going to be very nice if he gets away with it. He'll just be able to hunt 2 supports.
Well, and it's super important because, again, the whole concept of this draft is that Storm is got to be able to play against the Arc Warden when we get to the late game. So the greedier that he can build early on, the longer that he can put that BKB off, the better chance that he has of being able to fight when the 2 heroes both get to 25.
Yeah. If he doesn't need the BKB for anything else, then he can have the BKB for a potential Arc Warden Hex.
Absolutely.
Later. And that'll be really, really nice. 430 is going. This is a very standard kind of cookie cutter Arc Warden build. I would even say that this is like an older build. People don't always get the Shadow Blade
Yeah, that's true.
these days. It can be a little bit hard to sustain mono-wise, I will say that much, because you're not getting into a mono regen item, but you have to go for the Spark Wraith cooldown and the damage, right? There's just no way.
Probably true, yeah. It's really good right now.
Yeah, but I think to sustain that you need the Orchid or the Hex. So we'll see. Maybe he'll go
Eventually.
Shadow Blade into Hex. That's probably the likely choice.
Yeah.
Okay. So EHOME, another smoke. This seems like it might be more warding than anything. Innocence just wants some vision.
And this is the first ward that they've had up on the top part of the map, I think, all game. All of their vision has been in the bottom quadrant of the map for like the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, they don't have a hero that feels like they can safely play. I mean, the vision is part of it, to your point, Alan. But yeah, they haven't really had anybody safely playing top. Nobody's been here for the Radiant in like in ages.
I mean, again, it's not that unusual because both teams seem like their game plan is to play a slower paced game, but you can tell by the wording.
All right, BKB
yeah.
on Axe, Arcane Rune on the Storm
go
Spirit.
time.
This is a fight if I've ever seen it. What did they find first? It's the Centaur up in the high ground. Combo him down. No chance to get out of the chain stun. They also got the slow.
Whoa,
Storm Spirit
Storm.
sees his opportunity, zips in, finds the Rubik. That's one. Innocence might be two. They do manage to dispel off the Arcane Rune, but that might be all that Death Prophet can do in this fight. Never End. He's popped his ultimate, but 1, 2, 3 he's jumped in. Eve just going to BKB, walk away. CDC kiting back. They also bought back on Faith Beyond. And Undying is going to stay here just to try and drag them away from his team. Faith Beyond not going to fall for it. Does want to drag in. He's standing near the creeps, making a toss back a bit more difficult. But James has a Force Staff. He has a Blink. And he is out of there.
Do you feel like CDC were awfully quick to bail there?
I think once you see the Centaur buyback and the Exorcism pop,
Okay, fair enough.
you're like, whatever.
Fair enough.
And the two heroes that you call with Storm were more than good enough. He was kind of low on mana at that point, and you can't complain. I don't think.
Yeah. I think if the Arcane Rune didn't get purged, maybe they think about fighting some more, but
Who dispelled it?
the Yules on the
Oh,
Death
okay.
Prophet. That was like the one thing that, but the problem was that he used that and then they didn't have more catch
Yeah.
afterwards.
And it begins.
Yeah, there's the Hex coming up. All right, yeah, the Arc Warden split push for sure, but Storm can deal with lanes. That's the other thing to talk about for this hero versus the Arc Warden. It's not just about finding him and like killing the main hero when you're trying to push base. He's also pretty good once he's got all this mana regen at like low commitment, killing the doubles, keeping the waves pushed.
Absolutely.
Still being able to join his team.
And that's why I wonder, we don't see many Arc Warden games these days where the Arc Warden gets out split pushed. And that is possible with the kind of game that XM's been able to have on the Storm. He's not, he's only third in net worth, but he's been able to postpone that BKB, and he's going to be able to farm fairly freely, I think, as this game goes on.
Troll going for a Satanic next.
Status resistance.
Yes, very nice. And you're going to need the sustain eventually against the Arc.
I feel like it's really good against Death Prophet too, because she's going to be linking him, and he can just stay in melee range and ideally out heal things like Exorcism and the Spirit Link. So
it just makes such a difference. Like having a 5-second BKB hurts so much less when you have that status resistance to fall back on.
Right, that's just the double. It's not the real 430, but they are very willing to kill it. And now they know that it's on cooldown for a tiny bit. I don't know if that constitutes enough of a timing to try for the Roche, but that's what the plan is. They've got vision, Radiant, decent control in the area. They see the Storm Spirit going for the top wave. They seem to suspect what's going on. Never End throws out a little harassment nuke. Roshan's dropping already, though. The Tombstone making it difficult to approach this fight. Tempest Double's going to get popped. They will be able to scout with that, but Storm Spirit's zipping around with the regen rune, and he's just providing the distraction. 430 pops the magnetic field, wants to deal with the Tombstone first. Eve, unfortunately, forced to pop the BKB, and they do give the Aegis over to the Troll Warlord. Undying won't survive. He's the first casualty of this fight as they jump in and do get the stomp. Death Prophet being called. 1, 2, 3, taking way too much damage from the Exorcism, but as the BKB fades, James will turn around. He's got that time down to the second. They will get the Grave
nice
over onto the
Grave
Centaur,
timing.
keeping him alive. XM, only a sliver of mana left, and Never End, he was low, but he wasn't dead,
he went back
and he's
in.
still healing back up. Can they get the dunk? It's not quite there, but Eve Respawning, he's back up. Innocence getting tossed into the air. There's a lot of damage coming from this 430 double, though. And James will end up dropping. Where's the Storm going? In deeper, finds the Rubik. And
Wow.
430 just limping away. They see him, but no mana left.
Faith Beyond tried to go back into and stun to keep Death Prophet alive, but he got caught by the axe call. A little bit unlucky there. So.
Convincing for CDEC, and they're able to do that without using the Undying buyback. There was no. Was there Tomb in that fight?
The Tombstone was in the
They
pit.
used, yeah,
and
they
then
used it in the
and then-
pit early
Yeah,
on,
they used
okay.
it in the
That's
pit
right,
to
yeah.
So he's
deter.
not going to buy back when Tomb's like, hold on, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get why they went to defend, but it was likely going to go bad anyways. Once again, the Arc Warden clone gets used. He doesn't even get to use Midas. Just instantly killed. Now they're slapping buildings. It feels like another example of a weird support being picked, basically. Somebody that doesn't quite fit. Like, it did okay against the Axe in the laning stage, but once it got to the fight portion where Axe hit 6,
Yeah.
Dazzle just completely falls flat. Like, the only way that you can beat it, in my experience, is if you have, like, a pretty damn good game on Dazzle and you can just out-heal his call damage, basically. And
Yeah.
it's so difficult to have those game circumstances if you're playing support.
And it's doubly crippling when you're talking about a team like EHOME. Like Innocence and Faith Beyond are the playmakers on this team. They're counted on to win the team games, while 430 and End are going to do this lots of farming. So between Dazzle being really ineffective and between the Faith Beyond Centaur being shut down for most of the game, a lot of what EHOME wants to do in fights is just hamstrung.
And they still need some solution against Storm, because the Storm was picked later.
Yep.
Storm cheese, man.
Oh, yeah.
It hurts.
How do you feel like the Rubik is done this game? He did get picked super early. Kyle kind of called it. He was saying that he thought Rubik was going to become exceedingly popular this qualifier.
Like, I think the build that he's done was kind of smart to try to deal with the Storm, but the problem is that they don't have cores to pair him with that are going to be able to kill Storm.
Yeah.
Like, outside of Death Prophet committing an ultimate and getting on top of Storm really fast, how the hell are they supposed to kill him even if Rubik gets disabled?
Yeah, I think we saw that super early on, right, with that smoke rotation from the Radiant jungle to the mid lane, where they got all the disables off on Storm, who was isolated, but they couldn't bring him down.
Man, and the troll from the Satanic already heading into Nullifier. He has farmed so much this game.
Yeah, he is.
What's he got? 383 CS. Like, even I guess it was just a free game, right? They didn't really get pressured by the Centaur. He got his Maelstrom at a super good timing, and then he's just been hitting creeps and heroes the entire time. They're smoked up. They're heading over. Oh, it's an illusion. Oh, that's actually so smart from Faith Beyond. He broke the smoke from the high ground and baited with the illusion as if that was his real hero. Is that still going to be good enough? We'll see. Never ends in the middle of everything. Storm's actually out of mana. Now they get the stomp on the Undying. Focus him down first. But can they get anything else for this exorcism? Tiny Force Staff's already been used. Avalanche gets stolen, and it looks
Look
like
at
they
the
will lose
zombies.
the additional
God.
support.
Yeah, the tomb's on the high ground over here. Great vision on it.
Oh, yeah.
That was super sick, though. The illusion low ground, him high ground. But they figured it out, right? They killed that pretty fast. Or maybe they were just jumping high ground to try to go look for the next round of heroes.
I think they figured it out
But
fairly quickly.
I mean, that was a good fight for them, and all they killed was 2 supports.
And now Exorcism's on cooldown for 100 seconds.
What level is our arc?
20.
Okay,
He's
so
got the Spark
Storm's
Rage
got
build up.
3
He's got the
levels
Hex.
on him. He does have. He
He's got the
does have the
Hex.
Hex. Okay.
All right, so double Hex could very much change this game.
I worry now though. Storm is halfway to level 24, just about.
Oh my god, yeah. Hello. Okay, he got the second wave. He
Oh
didn't.
my goodness.
I hit.
That is really dumb.
Well, it's about to get even dumber.
Yep.
Oh, all right, Hex, but he's got the Satanic. He is going to be surviving. There's the secondary Hex that's on the Axe, but he's also very tanky. We talked about this. Where's the damage going to come from? They need the Arc Warden 25.
Yeah, more and more in this game, you're just feeling. Of the carries of these two, it's going to be End that's more known for playing the hyper carries, for just scaling super hard in the late game. And this is the drawback of this safe lane Death Prophet. That it's not going to farm as the game goes on like a troll.
Yeah. And that like, what, it's like a 2-item gap here?
Yeah.
Oh, Dazzle's dead. All right, goodbye. They're looking for more. They've actually found the real 430. He's going to pop out the Hex. Storm Spirit taking some damage. Does still have the BKB.
Oh
Actually,
my
he's dead.
God.
They had the chain stun. Faith Beyond following it up a little bit.
Yeah, the Avalanche was like
Oh.
perma-stun with Spell Amp. Or the debuff thing.
All right, Axe also dead, looks like. Oh, heal. Nope. Dominating streak. Tombstone up on the high ground. They still want to fight this Troll Warlord. Going for it. 1, 2, 3 buys back?
Wow.
They can't seem to decide if they want this fight or not.
He did Avalanche into Lift into Atos. And at this point, it's a lot of disable. It's like 6 to 8, and Stormspin's so greedy. He actually did have BKB, as in now at least. Did he have it there?
I think he did, but he got stomped by the Centaur.
Okay.
So it was like Lift, Avalanche, Centaur Stomp, dead.
It kind of looked like the Avalanche stun was permanent, you know? Because even though
Yeah.
it's
It
not
overlaps
perma.
itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might have overlapped. I might be wrong, but it's kind of another cool Rubik interaction.
Oh, with Arcane Supremacy,
Yeah,
does
so
the stun duration
yeah.
overlap enough? Wow.
I'm not 100%, but it kind of looked like it.
Oh, look for Faith Beyond. Unexpected jump since they don't have the Storm Spirit. He's dead for 30, but they do have the damage. He pops the Ghost Scepter, surviving a little bit longer. Neverend needs to catch more. They've used the Exorcism for this fight. Force Staff on the Troll Warlord. Eve just going to have to turn around and fight this one out, but the Magnetic Field is proving to be a nuisance. He's saving the Battle Trance until the end. He's also used the Satanic, but the Grave coming in on the double, and this Exorcism is just chewing through everybody. Storm doesn't want to buy back. He's back in 7 seconds. They lose Faith Beyond, and now they've locked in onto the Death Prophet. Jump in call. Magnetic Field's not going to help him out. They've got the Shallow Grave. Axe doesn't have the mana necessarily. He's actually got the Culling Blade on cooldown from earlier. Neverend survives. Zip in from Storm Spirit. Finds the Rubik
ulti's
first.
ending.
XM still got more. Neverend heals back up to full, but they found Innocence as well. Call from 1, 2, 3. The Tombstone piling up. They've got the slow. Double kill for XM. A bit more mana left in the tank. And they should be able to finish this Death Prophet. He's living the
Yulsen
heals.
5, he's
Another
alive.
grave. Buyback from Innocence. Neverend is the beast.
Yulsen 1.
He's the raid boss in the middle of this fight. 1, 2, 3.
Get
Call
up
jumps
there.
in, but he's getting
Kill
hexed.
Axe, kill Axe, kill
430.
Axe.
Can they kill him?
Oh.
No, they lose the Death Prophet, but they're going to keep them here. XM only just enough mana, but the Rubik's chasing him. Jin Q still on top
Gotta
of
be real
him.
careful.
Does
Is
he
that
have
a
any
mana?
more spells?
One more
What's
nuke?
off cooldown? Fade Bolt. XM onto the high ground.
No.
He wants the shrine, but he has to get around the remedy. He can't do it.
God.
The Spark Wraith
Guarding
kills him
the
off.
shrine.
Oh, and 430 chasing even further forward. James slowed down. He's going to Force Staff, but that's not going to get him out of here. EHOME
They did
have
it.
done it.
Oh my
Holy
God,
crap.
what a video game. I want to see the fight
Show me the
recap.
damage from the Death
Yeah, the
Prophet, baby.
Exorcism was doing so much.
14.2 thousand damage.
Unbelievable.
Everybody was right on
Over
top.
half.
Everybody was right on top of him as well, right? So the ghosts are just in and back,
Yeah.
like.
He got Crypt Swarm cooldown talent, so that was every 2 seconds throwing Crypt Swarm and healing from the ghost things. Every time he would ground silence and hit 3 people, he was healing from it. That was crazy.
And
how
for
much he lived.
for most of that fight, Arc Warden eventually built up that damage, but for most of that fight, it felt like nothing but the
Yeah.
Exorcism was doing damage.
What did Axe use Culling Blade on and whiff? Because it was on
Yeah.
cooldown.
Was it? Okay.
It was on cooldown for like 30-something seconds in the middle of that team fight.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the Death Prophet is like sitting there with 5%
On a
HP in your
sliver,
face.
yeah. And then the Exorcism heal comes back,
Yep.
and oh, what a team fight. All right, there you go. We got ourselves a Dota game. Arc Warden, Butterfly, almost has the level 25. Storm Spirit does have the 25.
Death Prophet takes the 40-minute tome to trying to push to 25.
Is B-Fly standard here? I don't see a lot of Butterfly on Arc.
It happens.
It seems really good against Storm and.
Okay, Storm and
Troll.
Troll.
I would say
yeah.
I see it sometimes. It's not common. It's not super common, but it's not uncommon.
But this like sixth
This
item
game,
is
yeah.
the sixth item is flex, right? Like
Fair
I think
enough,
everything
fair
up
enough.
until this point comparatively standard. This is a game dependent.
All right, so what do you sell the Midas for in this game?
Another Midas.
He might like Scotty or Nullifier.
Bloodthorn?
I kind of like the Bloodthorn, yeah.
Yeah, Bloodthorn also an interesting idea. Speaking of Bloodthorn,
Yeah, there we go.
do you have one
Storm.
on the Storm.
Oh, a Nullifier on Troll is.
Oh, okay,
He
Blood.
doesn't have BKB yet on Arc.
Bloodthorn Nullifier.
He should get BKB last item, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, on Arc, yeah.
Yeah, that would
okay.
also
Surely you need BKB.
EHOME smoked. They're heading out. Who's got the better initiation? They're sending for the Arc Warden. They're looking at it. That's the first hex. It's not
but
a very
he
long
went on
duration.
Eve.
They're going to focus down the double. Can they kill it in time? Faith Beyond. Oh,
the
no, his
Maelstrom.
Blink Dagger got canceled. Couldn't jump in. Now the Tombstone's down. Eve just going to try and fight this one out. They're looking towards the Death Prophet.
Cool.
He's nullified. There's
muted.
Battle Trance. There's too much damage. They can't save him. 430 was trying. He wanted to come in with the Hex, but now his real hero is somewhat exposed. Innocent's just going to go for the TP out. Do they actually see 430? They do. He's begging for a Force Staff, but I don't think anyone has one for him. And that is going to be 3 dead.
That was rough there. The Mjolnir proc bounced to Faith Beyond, so he couldn't get the Blink stun. And then as soon as Death Prophet gets low, you know what's happening. Storm hit the back line and was messing with the Dazzle to prevent him from Braving. So
CDC also just read that rotation perfectly. They had 3
Yep.
heroes set up below the trees there as they went onto Eve.
Yeah. And, well, Death Prophet not being able to use the 2 defensive items either, right? Maybe
Yep.
I don't know if they knew that Troll Warlord had Nullifier.
yeah, the Nullifier was huge. It was like calling a Nullifier. What does he do?
Because the only reason that they win this mid-fight is that Death Prophet just keeps surviving out of nowhere. If he died halfway through. All right, Rubik
You mean
Do-
Storm Spirit?
doing his best Storm Spirit impersonation. I love the way that CDC are willing to always just kill the double. This time maybe they're diving a little bit deep. The Butterfly is helping out. All right, they take the first lane. CDC retreating. Storm Spirit's nearby. He's just farming. He's got yet another Arcane Rune, folks. We are past 40 minutes now, so camping for runes is a little bit more lucrative.
All right, Arc Warden level check. There he is. Okay. So he's got it.
He's
Both
actually-
heroes are at level 25.
What is this Silver Edge for?
Helping with initiation mainly. I mean, and he's got a last. I mean, you could arguably swap the Midas out, but I don't think it's.
It shuts down counter helix.
You could stop
Overload, Counter Helix.
Fervor. Is that good?
Shuts down. You
Wait,
can't
if it-
build up fervor stacks while
but
it's
you get
on
to keep
you.
the buff, right?
But you do, yeah.
This seems like an extremely underwhelming.
Axe spin.
Yeah, that's
Tiny
said
ulti?
helix.
Grow. That's
know.
like 25,000.
Does it break Grow?
Probably. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Does he turn into a little baby rock?
I don't think so.
That'd be funny. Silver Edge as Shrink Ray.
Okay, well, yeah, Storm knows what he's doing. Look at this. XM's already like, oh hey, what if a regen spawned for me?
Well, gee.
Wouldn't that be great?
What if a regen? What if I got another arcane rune?
What if I had arcane regen and haste?
Nice.
It's insane, actually.
Come on, XM.
Oh, do you lose it to creeps too?
No.
He lost the regen already. He must have lost it to creeps.
Yeah, I think.
Does that happen now?
I don't think you lose it to creeps. I think there was a. Was there the double there or something? I don't know.
Not sure.
He's got a. Oh no, wait. I didn't see it on his buff bar, but he had 100 and something mana regen before. Now he's only
Yeah,
got.
he
50.
definitely popped the regen.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Anywho. All right. Arc Warden jumped. Arc Warden dead.
Dies so easy with a Bloodthorn, actually. The old stand in the base strategy.
Yes. The Arc Warden special. Okay, now he's going back for. Wait, does he have this? Does he have the? He didn't even finish the Silver Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Your point about
He's-
BKB from a little while.
Yeah, the BK. I am 100% on board with needing BKB. Even just having BK, like the BKB for the double. We're just seeing it
Exactly.
die.
Exactly.
You're not getting out a million Spark Wraiths if your double is just dead. So. And CDC content to control the map. Any other big item timings? Troll's got quite a lot of current gold. Tiny also sitting on some value. That is the nice thing about having a tiny support.
Yeah.
Late game, he can just kind of become.
He can build another hex.
He
if
can
wants
just
to.
be a tiny position 3.
Yeah.
I mean, he's almost there. He's only 3K
He can
behind.
BKB your hex.
I like that a lot, actually. Makes it so you don't have to scale into a core. You can kind of just buy utility items, which is basically how his playstyle works anyways. Burst and disable, basically.
Okay. CDC. They're looking for some kind of an opportunity. They're just farming for like good runes. They've got a Yash.
gee.
Hey, arcane rune and a Yashinkaya, folks. Synergy. Okay, there's the BKB.
There we go.
What's our buyback status looking like? Lots of people sitting on buybacks. We could have some big fights coming up. Are they just? Are they gonna try and chip? Roshan's still a while away.
Yeah, that's the thing. Roshan's still a while away.
I mean,
they
have
still have 4
they
minutes
have
until
ages for
Arc has
20
buyback.
seconds. So
I think you want to at least give EHOME a chance to make a mistake, because you can end the game.
oh hell, well, look at 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4, 5,
come
6,
on.
7, 8, 9.
You're counting ghosts.
Yeah, there's some bird ghosts as well.
It's true.
It's ghost strat, ghost scepter. Oh, hex on the tiny.
It's not terrible damage actually. He's got the BKB finished.
Yep.
In the backpack.
Come on.
Still needs
Still
a
holding on
moon
to that
shard,
Midas,
moon
'cause-
shard and an eggs.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think that either of those items are very big, effective net worth wise, but here we go. Surely this is not another 80-minute game.
With Arc Warden 25,
Nothing
all
is.
durations are possible.
That's true.
It's you're talking about pushing into bubble and a million spark wraiths.
This would push top.
This thing just dies to troll. Right?
It dies to troll, but he's it's not
It's annoying.
ridiculous. Yeah. He doesn't even get the gold from it. It does all that and then it despawns.
It's kind of cool the storm having Bloodthorn, but
Oh yeah.
the troll, I guess, doesn't feel like he has to go MKB.
Hmm?
He's also, I mean, you've already
Sure.
got a little bit on the Mjolnir,
Mjolnir, yeah.
because when it procs. But they're just completely controlling the map, farming bounties, building up their net worth lead, letting EHOME stew. Are EHOME going to get anything? They do jump in. They found one. It is going to be the Faith Beyond Centaur. Can they focus him down? He's got the Grave. He's got the Glimmer. He's got the Stampede. And has he gotten out of there? He has. This Battle Hunger's doing a decent amount of damage. What talents did Axe take, actually? Mana regen, HP regen. We haven't seen the 25 decision. He probably goes Call AoE, though, this game.
It's like a point in the game
Right.
too where Dazzle's actually really helpful because his Glimmer's on a 7-second cooldown, so you can actually just throw that on his heroes constantly. That's why the only reason
That's true.
Centaur lived there. Can't chop what you can't see.
Need a gem.
It's hard though because the aggressive
Oh,
heroes.
Tiny's got it.
he can't
Yeah.
carry.
Where was?
He must just not have been. He actually got.
Not
Did he
close
get
enough?
pressured?
Or he got silenced or
Can't
something.
remember.
That doesn't do anything to gem.
No, I mean, he couldn't dunk him through the grave.
Duh. Yes. Axe got silenced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Duh. Nahaz.
Silence your gem.
Silence the gem. God.
Actually, if you get muted, do you stop getting True Sight?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Just prevents your.
Okay,
items
it's
from activating.
active. It's item activations. You're right.
If it actually just like
Passives.
it's like,
you just
I'll
you
nullify your
empties
19
your whole inventory.
your 19,000 gold.
Imagine,
will just-
yeah, if somebody had like shivers
True,
and AC,
true. Dumb question.
you mute them
Okay.
and they don't get the armor from it.
All right.
Ouch.
Yeah. Dumb question.
No,
It'd be
it's
like
fine.
the ultimate kryptonite, basically. Everything you worked for all game just gone for 5 seconds. It's like Kyle getting a sick, basically.
Do you think he's? Are you feeling sick?
You are obsessed with that, man.
He's been making a lot of sick noises, grunts.
Well,
and
he does that.
sniffles.
He does that anyway.
True.
Got him.
So many. We've seen so many Arc Warden clones die.
Yeah, but a lot of them are not given the gold.
My kingdom for a
No,
layer.
I've seen. There's some have not, but
Yeah, they
Definitely a
have
lot.
gotten a couple
a
thousand
lot,
gold off of
during the
doubles,
mid game.
for sure.
They killed for sure. XM. Well, he wanted to. He just sells the dust. Doesn't even want to hold on to it. He just wants this hex, but also wants to save buyback. Apparently. EHOME rallying behind their Tempest double. James says, welcome to the high ground. But he's actually taking a lot of damage here. Can they get him out of here? He's got the Force Staff. They get the stop onto the Axe. Axe just melting. Absolutely. Finally brought down Stampede as they chase. Death Prophet looking for a little bit more. That's 2 dead. Storm Spirit looking for something, but couldn't find anyone. Eve does pop the bash onto Neverend. They want to kite this Exorcism, but it's still got good duration. Undying with the Tombstone on the high ground. BKB TP out from the Troll Warlord. Lift on the Undying. They're going to lose all 3 utility heroes, and that's a double kill for Neverend. How many times are they going to miss on this Tombstone?
It's invulnerable, dude. And they didn't deward there either, surprisingly.
So Axe, he did get the call off, but he just got melted. And now we have, ooh.
He got like lifted or tiny stomped or something.
Aegis Cheese Refresher.
Oh, I thought you said Ags. Dang it.
Why? Who were you hoping to see Ags on?
Probably, I guess Rubik's building his.
Yeah.
Centaur's got his.
Dazzle.
Okay.
I mean, Dazzles wouldn't be that great. You got an Axe on the other side.
Yeah.
Does it affect the cooldown at all, or does it just makes
AoE Graven?
God, it's so bad.
Yeah, that has got to be one of the bottom. I mean, it's not Lycan tier, but
I mean, in the right
it's down
circumstances, it can be really good. If they have a ton of AoE, if there's like a Magnus, there's like some lineups that it could be effective against. But yeah, I mean, it's already bad enough because of Axe. With Meepo on your team, it's really good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can kind of see it.
And now we got to start asking the usual question with ARC-25 is that, do CDEC essentially need a mistake from EHOME to be able to end this game?
So, well, CDEC can't push into ARC-25, but can EHOME push into Storm-25?
Probably. Eventually.
What's the eventually? What changes? What do they get? Death Prophet's almost capped. Arc Warden's pretty much capped.
Centaur's still got a lot of room to go. I mean, he's not exactly going to build damage items, but I don't know.
The first true
eventually
stalemate
is going to
in
do
Dota.
nothing.
Yeah, Undying's not going to do a ton.
He's going to medallion one guy.
Undying Ags, though. He'll get it off Roshan eventually.
I'm not sure they're taking
what
another Roche.
about Axe Eggs? Axe Eggs is actually not terrible.
Oh, okay.
All right, jump in. They hex the Dazzle. They're going to focus him down first. No save for him. And also Jin Q in a little bit of a weird position. These 2 supports super vulnerable. CDEC, they had... What the... Oh, what?
There's maybe the mistake.
That was really disappointing by EHOME, actually. Like, they won that fight. They killed 2 heroes, and they move on the map. And that Observer Ward that's sitting there, that's why Dazzle died right there, because that Observer Ward that's about to despawn, it saw him there, so Storm gets a ball hex. Like, the fact that wasn't dewarded yet is really rough.
They were just about to. We just saw the Observer. But yeah,
like,
why isn't it dead for Roshan?
Exactly. It's been minutes, right? Like, surely that's one of the places you check. Like, as soon that's what you do. If you get kills, you need to push on your map and you get wards down. That way you can see your enemy heroes. Like, the whole reason they've been sitting in the base is because they haven't got any wards out, because nothing feels safe. But if you do get an opening where you win a fight like that, you got to get out and drop those sentries everywhere. That's like one thing that I consistently do in pubs that actually gives my team a better chance, because otherwise you just don't know where enemies are. And against the Storm Spirit, when he's all about jumping on Dazzle, dewarding is mandatory. And the fact that they didn't get it done quick enough is a big lacking.
If you're moving somewhere where the enemy has been playing previously, you got to deward that whole zone, right?
That's like basically what I've been doing every single solo queue lately, and it's like the meta with sentries.
I mean, that's part of why I think we saw some of the sentry changes, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely it is.
Because otherwise you would
There's no question.
You would lose control of the map, and then any Observer Ward that was there would guaranteed get removed.
I mean, with unlimited 6-minute sentries, you just saw nets of them placed down. I mean, you'd see games where, like, 50 and 60 sentry wards would get purchased by sports duos.
Which I like personally, because it does make playing support more controllable. It's less like of a gamble, kind of. Like, sentries are so expensive, you'd be like, well, try a couple spots, didn't get it,
There's probably still a ward here somewhere, but I don't know where it is.
I don't know.
And now you can get some peace of mind, which is good and bad. But obviously Gem does that too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think, I like Gem as a part of Dota. I think it's interesting, brings a new strategic element.
Gem was that confidence before, basically, without needing to worry about it being lost, kind of.
A buyback status. Mostly green.
Yep. Dazzle after the pickoff is the only one that we really have to worry about.
Yep. It's level 23. He caught back up. 30% experience gain. He doesn't really have a whole lot of items to show for it, but if he ever gets any items, the bad juju's gonna make him pretty value. Okay, all right. There you go. He's heard. Innocence has heard your cries, folks, and he's got a gem. I don't know if he is necessarily the best person to be carrying this, but everyone else has.
I mean, if there's not vision on him, I think it's completely fine. Because all he needs to do is glimmer ahead of time, and he'd be okay, most likely.
So Aegis and the Cheese are both on the Centaur. The Refresher Shard is on the Death Prophet as a main inventory item.
Yeah, what's going on there?
I think it's just so you ult BKB, refresh BKB.
Yeah. I see. You get all right. Yeah, good call. Good call.
Yeah.
The 2 BKBs in a fight could be.
They're going in.
Oh, the jump, the dazzle, the gem, Innocence, no. And what else have they found? It's the Centaur on the backline. He does have the Aegis. How much damage can 430 do? He's sitting here auto-attacking. They got the lift on the Troll Warlord. He gets 4-staffed forward. He's actually just looking for the Centaur. Hasn't used the Battle Trance yet. He has used the Satanic, though. They're going to look for this 430 Tempest double, kill it off, toss back onto Faith Beyond James, always making these plays. Nice call right as the Stampede happens. A little bit of a waste. Neverend is going to come in here now. And CDEC, we've seen this time and time again from them. They want to kite the Exorcism. Neverend is playing very brave up on the front lines, but he does have the Exorcism, grants haste. So
Fight started the same way. There was an observer ward to the right of that common cliff spot, like where that Tiki torch is, like on the bottom right of your screen. There's a ward there, and they had the sentry in the high ground. So he actually got his glimmer off in that fight. But between the vision and the sentry ward, they were able to jump him in. And the cool thing that CDC is doing is they're popping Shivas on Storm. He's doing the ball lightning, and Troll's using BOTs too to TP on him. So it's not just Storm going in, it's also Troll. Both are jumping on the Dazzle. They kill the Dazzle, and then they feel confident to take the rest of the fight.
I hadn't seen the BOT too. That's actually such a good point.
I keep noticing on the map, I'm like, what is going on the map? I see like a teleport, I see Storm zipping across, and all of a sudden they're just both on the vulnerable hero. Like Dazzle's actually pretty important to kill.
Oh, Rubik, you got the gem. They see him. All right, no, he's doomed.
You're not getting out of this one, buddy.
He's doomed. He's doomed in more ways than one. Are they going to take this gem?
They did not notice it.
No.
Not again. It's like the one that we saw yesterday.
My favorite with the Earth Spirit. Oh, the Earth Spirit Rock. That was amazing.
Okay. Oh. Dun 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 dun.
All right. You have a base fight here.
This is also Mission Impossible. Breaking the base. 1, 2, 3, taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, Death Prophet does still have that
mission accomplished.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Exorcism was burned, but I think DP still has that Refresher Shard. Yep, right in her inventory.
Yeah, actually, it came back off cooldown.
Exactly.
Okay.
It is off cooldown naturally, and she still has the double BKB in the next fight.
All right, they got the Rubik buyback.
Yeah.
Oh, Arc Warden. Here we go. Wait.
Rune Forge.
Wait.
Is he not a buyback?
No.
What?
Why? There is no world. There is literally no world in which you buy an Arc Warden Aghanim's Blessing and you don't have buyback. I mean, he's only not going to have it for like 900 gold.
Okay.
But that is that is literal insanity.
Yeah. But it is cool.
It is cool. He needs to get these bounty. You know what we talked about Dazzle having items? It's the bounty runes. It begins. The comeback, the road to everybody, everybody
getting
slotted.
Ags, yeah. Okay. All right.
We got another one of these games maybe. 10 Ags? So we got we don't have any on the Dire. We got 1. Rubik gave up on his. He wants Aeon Disc. 2, 3. 3 out of 10.
Wow. That's the bar. That's how we're timing these games.
Yeah, that's past a certain point, does the game timer truly matter?
No.
No, it's about the
really doesn't.
number of Aghanim's Blessings.
You know, Roshan has 5 million health instead of 4.
Just wait until Dazzle has Blessing and Moonshard.
I do like that Aeon Disc as an item on Rubik.
Yeah.
It may be really good on Dazzle too.
Yeah, it would be.
He's the guy that gets gone on, and he has 50% cooldown reduction. So it'd be like, what, 55 seconds or something? out there.
Yeah,
something like that.
we have to. It's also the time to start asking whether this over 20K net worth lead on the side of CDEC is actually significant.
Oh, yeah, you want to see some current gold?
Yeah, that's wow. So that's the thing. That
That's all of
21K. Yeah, that's
None of it is in inventories. All of
Yeah.
it is like in buybacks.
It's
and,
completely on paper.
You know what's
Yeah.
kind of interesting about this is something I've been thinking about in some of my games recently, is that when your cores get to this position where they're like, oh, time to buy Ags and Moonshards, like maybe you should, it's not as quickly, but maybe you should let your supports push lanes, kind of a thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's so much gold just being soaked up because they can push so fast, and it does keep the map pressured, but maybe it'd be better for your Undying to have, like, I don't know. I don't know how he's going to farm. He'd have to buy like a meteor hammer.
I
or
still
some
think
shit, but
I still think storm eggs and stuff is like this is a big item.
it's true.
It actually
Storm
really
eggs.
is.
They're also gonna get. They've got the Berserker's Call AOE. So, like,
But pretty soon here, this extra gold sitting in their inventory
I mean, look
is
at
really
this.
just buyback.
Look, they're like, oh yeah, here, buddy, take some
Yeah,
creeps.
that's exactly what we should be doing, I think.
Needs to be careful of the double though. Real Arc Warden coming outside of the base. He's got the buyback now. Storm Spirit double damage. He's over at the mid wave. He
so
zips. He
close.
zaps. They don't
could've
find
definitely
him.
killed
If he had stayed there for that auto attack,
or if Rubik had anticipated and lifted. But I don't think they saw him coming falling in.
Oh.
Well, they
Wind
went in.
Stomp doesn't catch anything. Faith Beyond's pretty tanky on the front lines. He does have a Ghost Scepter and a Lotus Orb. They get the Yules on the Troll. That's going to prevent some damage, but now he immediately purges up the Ghost and just chews through the Centaur. He's dead. Does have a buyback. Is he going to use it? Eve's looking more in the backlines. They found the real Arc Warden. 430, he pops his BKB. Can they keep him alive? Troll Warlord's lifted. Now he's hexed. 430 buys some space. Troll does have the Battle Trance. It locks onto the Death Prophet, but she Yules. 430, the double's going to get graved, so Eve is stuck here for a little while. He's actually down. Good kiting of the Troll Warlord, but they found the real Arc Warden. 430 down. He buys back into the game, so too does the Troll. He's TPing on his Undying. He doesn't die. They get the toss-up onto Faith Beyond. Purge off the
Oh,
Ghost,
this
but here
could be a
comes the
dieback.
Grave. Can they bring him down? Axe is also dead. Storm Spirit low on mana, silenced, getting stunned. Never End almost finishing him off. Storm Spirit, little zip away. And they've got the tiny lockdown. He's dead. Undying as well, about
Second
to fall.
excellent.
Got a second life. Troll Warlord trying to fight. He's got the
He's got an
Satanic.
ulti.
He's healing up. Death Prophet with the Grave. Gets
Oh.
dunked though. Axe, there's the counter. And they lose Centaur. That's a dieback for him. That's a dieback for the Arc Warden. 430's down, and that might just be it.
Yeah, they've got
CDEC, they've got all 5 heroes.
Yeah, and Death Prophet, I believe, used that shard to.
Okay, he buys
He
Refresher.
buys full refresher, so he's gonna have an exorcism. But
I think
this
that
is
might.
3 on 5.
All right, the chat wheel's coming. CDC, they think that they've done it. Here we go. Never End has to do all the damage. He gets called. There's the Blade Mail. To the backlines goes the
He's
Storm.
dying.
He finds the Rubik.
He didn't
And-
BKB.
That's GG.
Wow.
They tipped 430.
The fight looks so good for EHOME towards the start of it, but they just slowly worked on the targets. Like the Grave bought them some seconds, but with the buybacks from CDEC, they got the cores they needed. Like they got on top of Arc Warden. They fought in a place where Arc Warden couldn't like retreat to anything safely. It was just so much open ground
Yeah.
that they just got on top of him.
The buyback BOT2, right? That was net worth that actually mattered
It's true.
on the
Big
Troll.
time.
Having that second life.
BOT2s did work in that game.
Yeah.
You guys pointed out earlier, in the decisive fight as well. And Kyle, you were right, buddy.
Or Kyle.
Storm 25 plays out over Arc.
Did he get the Ags by the end there?
The Storm.
I don't think he
He didn't
ever
eat it
finished
I don't
yet, right?
think he got it.
I don't think
No.
he ever finished the
Because that's where it would have really like just been,
the GG.
Yeah, you
item.
just
Yeah.
pull
Yeah.
everybody and then zip over the top of the stack. It's
Yeah.
like
Free black hole.
Got 'em.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually think Storm with like a refresher after he eats the Ags is even crazier.
Poor Innocence. This is a very different game without that axe pick because
Yeah, definitely,
Dazzle
definitely.
just felt like he had the answer to
How do you
everything.
not? How do you not ban it last?
Yeah,
right?
when
you
when
know they
pick
need
Dazzle.
What did they ban last? They banned like I don't even remember.
You pull it up real fast.
I can find it.
I mean, they have
If
If I'm not
computers.
gonna,
Oh, yeah,
gonna
I
be
can-
blitz and Reddit yell at me for checking my phone.
It's very
Dun, dun,
disrespectful.
dun,
Yeah.
dun. Behold.
Oh,
Oh,
what's this?
baby.
What's this?
Nice.
Hello.
Oh, nice.
Feed me. I woke up at
And where did you get these goods, good sir?
Oh,
from
thank.
from Uber
Oh,
Eats. That looks amazing.
Chat. This is a cookie dough milkshake.
Oh my
That's
God.
you.
Beautiful.
Okay, Kona.
That's
You're really,
yeah. Look
I'm
at
going
that.
in.
really living life.
I'm going in.
Do you have other straws?
What is that? Tater
Chili
tots.
cheese
Oh,
tater
cheese
tots.
What?
Yes.
Get your hands up,
Whoa.
man. You can have
Nah,
some.
it's fine. Where's my lemonade?
All right, here's the thing.
Which-
You got to with
Lemonade.
you got to be decisive, right? With the
I got 2 drinks, amateurs.
You did that way too close to those electronics, though. Could have been better.
Oh
It's fine.
yeah. Hey, and what's it do for us again? What's the code do?
Okay, so you get it's $5 off
$5.
times
So
for your next 5
orders.
orders. Value.
because of Kyle, have been given the power by Uber Eats to say to you, the viewer, that if you use the code GetFed5, you will get $5 off of your next 5
orders.
Uber Eats orders for a total of $25.
Yeah.
This lasts until what, like next
they-
July
Well,
or
you
something?
have to
They have to
activate the code
code.
before
Yeah.
Sunday, but then the code is in effect until July 28th. So.
Cool. So GetFed5, GETFED, and the number 5. Even you guys can figure that out. Oh
I'm
baby!
so happy
Holy
right
crap!
now.
This is what we call an American-sized drink right here.
Mhm.
We have
Dang.
banana for scale. Can I get a banana for scale real quick? They're right over there.
Oh
I
my
really
God.
want the people at home to understand what we're doing here. Also, who spelled my name? Oh, never mind. There's an admin named Swindoll, and I thought that was a joke, but I was like, oh, so who's making fun of me? But no, it's just a different
Can
game.
you password me?
I am looking it up
Okay.
right now.
Did you see Bot TI earlier?
Hmm?
The Swindle Phoenix bot actually started attacking neutrals randomly. It was hilarious.
That doesn't. Well, this is lemonade, and they just actually put strawberries inside of it. How hype is that?
We won, dude.
All right.
Mine worked.
Here, let me get the.
What did yours know?
Could
I
you give me
gotta-
could you give me a spoon?
I'm gonna capsule.
So this
Yeah, I do.
Oh wow,
this is a
capsule.
banana,
Oh.
and this is the American-sized drink. Do you see this? Do you see this?
baby.
This is insane. Do you know what this is in Europe? This is against the law.
Yeah, and
You can't. You
and-
literally
ill-
can't.
and
do this.
illegal.
Europe doesn't have the obesity problem that we do.
Yeah, we can break. We should
Yeah,
probably
wait,
break.
I feel like
food's
we didn't
here.
even
Oh
really
my
talk very
gosh.
much about the game. Any closing thoughts? Storm Spirit, cool hero. Arc Warden.
Pick Storm versus Arc Warden.
Pick Storm versus Arc. Yeah.
Pick Axe versus Dazzle. Answer the enemy team's win conditions so that you're not put on a clock where, by making one miscue, you end up finding yourselves, much like Sisyphus, underneath a mountain that you'll never be able to truly conquer.
CDC, they find themselves one win away from your grand finals here in the TI9 China Qualifiers. Hope you guys are enjoying all the action. We're going to go enjoy all of our delicious treats and dinner, and we'll be back for some more Dota action in a couple of minutes. See you then.